Merhaba arkadaşlar, kaldığımız yerden Sherlock Holmes'e devam ediyoruz. Bu arada videoyu beğenmeyi ve kanala abone olmayı unutmayın.
Dr. Watson, how does a trip to Switzerland sound to you?
İsviçre'ye gidiyoruz. Hadi bakalım.
Think we should head there?
It's all about the box with narcotics and Mr. Colby's clue, the cross inside a rectangle. Put two and two together, add a dash of research, and what do you get? The Black Edelweiss Institute in Interlaken, Switzerland. If we hurry, we can still catch tonight's train.
Haydi gidiyoruz.
As grateful as I have been for your company, Dr. Watson, I'm afraid you shall have to investigate Edelweiss alone.
Hello? Mr. Holmes, I fear you overestimate my abilities.
Nonsense. You are a military man, a bastion of British courage.
I'm no such thing. As a doctor, I avoided most combat, save for one dreadful day. My troop was ambushed in a village with innocents caught in the crossfire. Too many to help.
The man with the rosary. He was one of them?
A translator, yes. We were trapped. 6 soldiers and myself. I thought it was the end. But Lieutenant Paget refused to go quietly. The men prepared for a final stand. I rose to follow, but Paget shook his head. He told me to run, that I had other men to save. They charged, and I fled through the rear. So you see, Mr. Holmes, I am a coward.
The logic seems inescapable.
Yes.
You, a surgeon by trade, would have been perfectly useless in that conflict.
What? No.
And how many men have you helped since? Ailments eased, troubles tended?
No more than a handful. Truth be told, I have become somewhat of a recluse.
How many people could you help with 30 years ahead of you? Dozens? Hundreds? Paget was correct. You can cease your self-recrimination.
Holmes, I don't know what to say.
I would start with, I am Dr. John Watson, may I look around?
Haydi bakalım. Nereye geldik lan?
The Edelweiss staff will doubtless be eager to show off their facilities to a fellow physician. I have already taken the liberty of sending a letter on your behalf to request a visit.
And what of you?
I shall be pursuing other avenues. Should you see anything troublesome or improper, simply notify the local authorities. Otherwise, try a little analysis yourself. You know my methods. Apply them.
Tehlikeli bir yere gidiyoruz galiba. Deliliğin dağları. İlginç bir bölüm bizi bekliyor.
Salutations, madam. I am Dr. John Watson. I was wondering if you've got word of my visit.
Yeah, Dr. Watson. We received your letter on the matter. Would it be to see Professor Gygax?
At their earliest convenience, yes. I shall try not to take up too much of their valuable time.
Wait here, bitte. Mr. and Mrs. Bronson, your girl has made remarkable progress. See? Take a look for yourself. My apologies for keeping you waiting, Dr. Watson. Surely you understand how medical work can make one lose
Ne yapıyor lan bunlar?
Do not be sorry, Professor. I too know the importance of closely attending to patients.
The work hardly stops here, yet the satisfaction of perfecting the mind compels us to persevere.
I take it you welcome many a soul into your establishment?
Admissions, yes. Visitors, though? I am curious as to what brought you to the Schwarzes Edelweiss.
Word of mouth. An article I read back in London spoke highly of your institution. But rather than taking its word for it, I thought I would see things for myself.
My asylum's reputation precedes it, then.
Everyone, your attention, please. Guten Day. Yes, hi. Hello.
Ha?
The name's Amos Colby, Northwood Detective
Sherlock
Agency,
Holmes değil mi
Boston.
lan bu?
I got questions that need answers. Who's in charge here?
What seems to be the matter, Dr. Watson? You can tell me.
By Jove, it cannot be him. Right. Yes, I was surprised because that man is a celebrity. Yes, that's it. Very famous, Mr. Colby. I couldn't believe my eyes.
No. In my line of work, it can't
Interesting.
wait. The longer it takes
If
me
you
to
wish
get
to
the truth,
recuperate,
the
Dr.
more
Watson,
lives
you
are
may
placed
avail
in
yourself
harm's
of the
way.
guest room.
But I have so much more to discuss.
Nurse, if you'd be so kind as to escort Dr. Watson to the guest room. Herr Colby, from Northwood Agency. How unexpected. I am Professor Gygax. I would be happy to answer your questions in the examination room.
Look, Professor, unless you got any clues as to the whereabouts of...
There is no need to be alarmed. No one gets neglected in my care.
Ne oluyor lan bu hastanede? Çok tuhaf burası ha. Bize ne oldu?
Now, let's not resort to brute force.
Do not worry, Herr Colby. My methods are rather more delicate. Search him thoroughly. Then take him to the holding chamber. I need to decide precisely what to do with our guest.
Ne yaptılar lan bize?
The unmistakable scent of alcoholism. Did you walk through their doors as I did, or did they collect you off the streets?
Dur bir içeri gir tekrar. Bir tık yapalım. 3 tık, 2 tık. 1 tık, 2 tık. 1, 2, 3. 2 tık. 1 tık. 2 tık. Denersek ne olur? Baştakini bir aşağı, yanındakini bir yukarı. Baştakini bir aşağı. Bir yukarı. Oldu. Aç.
A truncheon, not the typical tool for a nurse. The final product ready to cure madness or to push one deeper into its grasp. Any chemist would envy the quality of this equipment. Raw materials used to formulate medicine. With this equipment, they can create any type of medication.
What was that? Is someone there? You there! I command you to free me at once.
I'm not sure that's a great idea at the moment.
How dare you deny me? I must have my revenge against the lickspittles upstairs.
Fortunately for you, I'm here to stop the very same people.
You are?
Indeed. But first, I must discover all I can about this institution. Tell me, have you witnessed the arrival of any foreign patients?
Tell me? The gall, the impertinence to bark such orders.
Please, we don't have time for this.
Do you know with whom you speak? I am the great Napoleon.
No. Deli.
Napoleon Bonaparte?
The one and only. Emperor of the French, first consul of the Republic, leader of La Grande Armée. Once I am free and have exacted my revenge against the guards who ridicule me, I shall rest happy in the arms of my beloved Josephine.
Right. Well...
My heart is pierced by Cupid. I disdain all glittering gold. There is nothing can console me but my jolly sailor bold.
Bir tık, bir tık, bir tık, iki tık. Bir tık, bir tık, iki tık. Çat.
A certificate of appreciation from the municipal councillor to Professor Becker for contributions to the development of medicine in Interlaken. A simple toolbox, yet capable of repairing anything.
Anormallik yok ki burada.
Speech and the Cerebellum by S.A. Beck, R.G. Hill, Dr. Connolly, John Sallow, The Tulta Phenomenon. I'm somewhat of an expert already. This photo was damaged, seemingly by oil. I can make out the names listed here. Looks like it's still operational. Cooking grease. Is this the kitchen dumbwaiter? Tubes of varying diameters. Interesting. R.G. Hill, Dr. Connolly, it appears that all the psychiatric classics were banished here.
I command you to let me out! I'm sure I heard something. Who's there? Show yourself.
Very sturdy. I might borrow it.
Hey, what are you doing?
Buraya girdiğimizi kaydetti mi? Ama bulmamız gereken bir şeyler var anlaşılan.
This sedative worked faster than I expected. Perhaps I ought to train myself. Build up a tolerance.
Sakinleştirici mi vereceğiz?
Locked. I suppose the reception will be guarded anyway. This should suffice.
Ne oldu?
This should be enough to avoid unwanted attention, at least from a distance. Manufactured and packaged here. This is the same narcotic substance that we found in London.
will tear your lips from your skull with my fingernails.
Miss,
I'll gouge your eyes out and cut off your hands, just like you did to Heidi.
I am quite certain you would, but I'm afraid you have me mistaken for someone else. So, I take it your name is Gerda. Who is Heidi?
You talk strange. You're going to Hell's Door, aren't you?
Hell's Door? To what do you refer?
Only Heidi had answered.
I merely...
I said go, or you will spend your last...
Şeyin bebeği değil
So
mi?
you're Heidi. I didn't realize I was on Haunted Doll Watch. Good lord, how unsettling. The damage seems intentional. Fabric burnt in the furnace. A jalabia, a traditional garment from northern Africa.
Afrikalıları mı topluyorlar?
The garments of several dozen people at least.
Burada Gürcü biri varmış. Bizimki bu olabilir lan. Erkek, Rumen, Hollandalı. Yine
So
aynı
this
şey.
is how they kept the prisoners docile and harmless. An orthodox reliquary commonly found in Eastern Europe, now in a cell halfway up the Alps. This stretcher was disinfected frequently. These are the same crates we found in London. I should take a closer look. I doubt that one could survive such a journey with this little water. Dirt and sweat. They were locked in here for days, judging by the smell. This is the same design as the one from London.
Aa, o çocuk değil mi? Çocuk muydu artık? Kadın mıydı bilmiyorum.
The kidnappers even provided airflow. How generous. This trip was prolonged and perilous. A bottle this sturdy doesn't break by accident.
Ölmüş bu.
Substantial blood loss. One poor soul found another way out. The doors can be opened for deliveries. The carriages were back through these doors, and they began to unload their cargo in secret. Next, the crates were opened, freeing their passengers. Not everyone survived the journey. The dirty, exhausted, and dehydrated prisoners were then herded into cells. But all the cells are now empty, and I have not located a morgue. Time to find Hell's Door.
I will make them pay for what they did to Heidi.
I believe I have found your friend.
Heidi! Oh, poor girl. What did they do to you?
Shh. It's all right now. Everything will be all right.
Please, Gerda, now I have found Heidi, I need some help from you in return.
Shh, Heidi. We should thank the man, don't you think?
Tell me all you know about those funny-talking people.
We'd hear their screams. The guards would take them down the corridor behind you and they'd disappear. And the screams would stop.
Professor Gygax seems to rule this facility with an iron fist. Do you know anything about her?
She's sick. She did nasty things to us. Separated me and Heidi just for fun.
How did you end up in Block B?
The nurses say I'm prone to violent outbursts, but they're wrong.
Have you ever met Professor Becker?
I remember him. He was in charge here before that witch Gygax. Too bad.
I shall leave you to...
Bu diğer profesöre ne yaptılar acaba?
doors can be opened for deliveries.
Aha. İyi kapattınız lan burayı şerefsizler.
The stamp on this crate confirms it came from America. That's quite a distance to travel.
Ne yapacağız?
Scratches. Something has been moved through here. This seems to be a locking mechanism. The whole thing must be a door.
Ne yapamıyoruz? Değdi mi? Eksik şeyler var.
I will make them.
I found Hell's door, the one that made the foreigners silent, remember? How do I open it? Gerda, please, I cannot get inside. You have to tell me how to open it.
How can you speak to me like nothing's wrong? She's suffering. I can't even hear my thoughts over.
Leave it with me.
Yapıştırıcıyla çiviyi nereden bulacağız?
You're going to be good as new.
Darn. No way I can get past him without being noticed. Will this help fix your friend?
Give it to me.
How is she feeling?
Everything will be all right, Heidi. Everything.
Goethe, I have a couple of questions.
Yes,
Dirty little mouth, Gerda. You've said enough already. She won't speak no more. Now it's only Heidi. You helped me, and
Heidi, there are things I need...
ask if you dare, but if you look, Gerda.
Heidi,
Ask.
I found Hell's Door, but it's locked. Is there a way to get in?
Hell's door? No.
That's not true. You, Gerda, told me that Hell's Door makes people silent forever.
And you believe that snotty little girl? I'll personally ensure that she never...
Haydi.
Professor Gygax hurt you. You are not protecting Hell's Door.
I could tap your teeth out with a hammer.
You could. But then you would live the rest of your life in fear of Professor...
How?
I can stop her. But the key, Heidi, the key to Hell's Door is critical to...
Tell him!
But you said
And now I say tell him!
the professor. She has a special key. Keeps it close, and only behind those closed doors those people start to sing.
Gygax. Of course.
Leave? You joke. Nobody leave.
Watson'la nasıl irtibata geçeceğim?
Darn. No way I can get past him without being noticed. There's the guest room. I wonder if Watson was able to speak to Gygax. Locked. I suppose the reception will be guarded anyway.
Evet. Kimi kullanacağımızı da biliyoruz değil mi? Nerede oyun? Biri 2 üst, 3'ü 2 üst. Biri 1 üst, 3'ü 1 alt. Dördü 1 üst.
At last, you came to your senses.
My humble apologies, Emperor.
Spare me your groveling, Englishman.
Of course, you are right as ever, for you see, time is of the essence. The royalists have risen again, and your darling Josephine needs you. Paris needs you.
Mon amour.
But the guards upstairs in receptions...
Ha! They will pose no problem for the likes of me.
Hadi bakayım.
Psst. Watson, over here.
Holmes? What are you doing here, and where did you get that outfit?
It is unimportant. I require your assistance.
What is happening, Holmes? I need...
It's quite simple. I created a distraction so that I could tell you something important, and in turn...
How can you call any of this charades...
Watson, we can discuss this later. Time is of the utmost...
What? You really found...
Focus, Watson. I need you to find... Logic dictates that Gygax will keep it near her. Once acquired, you must get it to...
Holmes, I can't...
Yes, you can, Watson. You are unfailingly de...
Dr. Watson, visitors are not permitted back here.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Kuntz. After the war, my nerves,
It is nothing. A patient attempted to escape. He will... Now.
Miss?
Ah, Dr. Watson. Just the man I wanted to see.
Professor, I'm surprised you're not trying to catch that escapee.
Please, my time is far too valuable. I hope Nurse Kuntz has been taking good care of you.
He has certainly kept me out of trouble.
Professor, it is time for your appointment with your next patient, Mr. Wolf.
Herr Wolf can wait until tomorrow. I wish to speak with Dr. Watson.
As you wish.
You still see patients yourself, even as...
Only the important. And yet I rarely get to pick the brain of a man like yourself. I think it is time we got to know each other, no?
I'm afraid there's not much to know. I'm just an average chap living a rather...
Dr. Watson, those of us who pursue knowledge are anything but ever.
I'm a physician in search of a stimulating career. I have patients, yes, but admittedly, I'm more interested in the cutting edge of medical research. So when I read about the Black Edelweiss and your work on the healing of minds, I simply had...
I suppose my Edelweiss was always destined to attract us. But before we continue, I want you to understand one thing. A broken mind can never be truly healed.
Ah, I see.
It is simple. If you cannot fix a person's nature...
Surely there are other methods...
How naive. You remind me of a man I once knew, Professor Becker. But we do not speak...
A colleague?
The former director here. One day he realized that Edelweiss had outgrown him and had to...
Orada işte yukarıdaki.
Already, Doctor?
I was simply admiring your office, Professor. Apologies.
While I am pleased you appreciate its practicality and appearance, was my conversation...
No, not at all.
No, I understand.
What do you mean?
It is obvious. Your mind craves truth, but...
I'm certainly in...
Of course. I propose a journey between the jury of the Kuntz. Take Dr. Watson back to the courtyard. Then tell the...
Yes, Professor.
Our preparations will take a little time.
I hope everything is to your liking, Dr. Watson.
Tutmadı mı gene? Hadi be. Bu da olmaz.
Looks dusty but functional.
Oh, we never use that. I think it connects somewhere downstairs.
Pahalı değil mi dedi o.
I'm struggling to remember something. It's something familiar. If only I could place it. I must think.
This area is off limits. A patient has escaped.
I don't want to guard block B tonight.
Niye lan, korkuyor musun?
Perhaps I should take this, for all I hope it won't be needed. Did a child make these? Blood in the water. Someone must have washed their hands here recently. What have we got ourselves into, Holmes? Photograph seems recent. A commemorative photo album. Been a while since I've been in one of these.
I hope you're finding your room comfortable, Dr. Watson.
Tabii canım.
Minor birds, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful creatures. Sad that they're caged here.
We rarely have visitors here. I wonder how Edelweiss compares to your clinics in England.
Looks dusty but functional.
Did you hear that a patient escaped? All the guards rushed off to find him.
One of the patients there whispers to me all the time. He tells me such horrible things.
No one is allowed in or out. Professor Gygax's orders.
I want them to fly!
Give it to me. No, I don't want to. Why not?
Did you see my son? He's such a sweet boy. A visitor? No, you shouldn't have come here.
Too bad my parents had to leave so soon. I haven't seen them for months.
I hear them scratching. Don't you hear it?
I should resign, shouldn't I? This is all a bit much. I wanted to be a dancer.
Nasıl bir yer lan buraya? Herkesin farklı şey var.
Feel free to explore the courtyard, Dr. Watson. I'm sure it will enlighten.
You are Mr. Oh, hello. My name is Dr. John Watson. Ah, doctor. I don't suppose you could help. We're in the Black Edelweiss, Mr. Wolf. It's an asylum in... But why am I here? That's what I was about to ask you. I can't remember. It's all right. You don't need to push. Try to relax. Mr. Wolf? Oh, hello. Who might you be? I'm sorry, but we were just discussing this facility. That name does sound... Holmes, the things are... Excuse me, who are you? I am Dr. Watson, and Holmes is... Well, you could call him my imagine... But why am I here, Doctor? I'm...
Çip mi taktılar lan sana? Çok özür dilerim.
Dear Lord, what did Gygax do to you? Excuse me? Oh.
Hadi lan. Tüh. Profesör Becker'mış bak bu.
Hello again. You won't remember me, and you are Professor Becker. You were the Professor, really? Wait. Let me write it down. I tried to... As a matter of fact, I have more. Oh, yes? Yeah? Professor Gygax did this to you. But we will play a trick on her. We will write a letter so that... Dear Professor Gygax, your vile work has ruined countless lives through needless suffering. Your methods serve nothing but to show your own sick emotional state. You will be brought to justice, and the world will know your cruelty. And by the time you make it to my cell, the police will already know the truth of how you came to be director of this asylum. Signed, Professor Becker. There. It's done. Now, hold on a minute. Who are you? My name is John Watson. I'm a doctor from London, a veteran of Afghanistan, and presently I'm risking my life to help my brilliant detective flatmate in the pursuit of a cult of kidnappers. I'm tired and hungry, and I have not had a good bath in weeks, and yet despite it all, Good heavens, sir! Excuse me, who are you? I don't know why I keep doing this, expecting something different.
Siz de Deli'nin tekisiniz diyor.
One of the patients asked me to deliver the...
A letter for you.
Unbelievable. Kunz.
Yanlış yere girdik.
Close, but I don't think this is the key.
Hadi ya.
This is too small to be what Holmes asked for.
Ne olabilir ki başka? Mücevher işine de girmiş. Değil mi ya, emin miyiz? Kapatamıyor. Aha.
An Edelweiss relief about 2 inches in diameter. This must be what Holmes was after.
Tamam. Çık hemen buradan. Çık. Ne taraftaydı şey?
Tooth of an adult male, likely lost in a beating. Only a couple of days old. The inside of the cuff is worn. It's been used often. A wax cylinder. There is something recorded on it. The writing is mostly gone. Phonetic symbols, perhaps. Sealed tight. I can't exit the same way.
Para için yapıyorlar. Şerefsizler. Kaçakçılık falan var bu işte.
Looks as if it's been recently used. Dynamo machine. Provides electrical stimulation for the person in the chair. Full grain leather straps. Impossible to escape. A very professional brain dissection. Oh, the smell. Dear God, is that body parts? Judging by the remnants of blood and flesh, these instruments were used for dismemberment. Utterly inhuman.
Nereye düşecek oğlum biz ya? Biz buradan acaba sağ kurtulabilecek miyiz ya?
Get out of my head!
Your iron-fisted, devoid of soul. Find reverence for the one that trembled.
Great Lord!
Lift your surrender your soul and become a servant of madness.
Please! No more! Stop it! Watson! John! Somebody!
Wretched mortal, do not fear what is to come. Awaken and let the
world behold!
The light of the abyss is the light from the abyss. Get out of my head!
Bir de kafayı yedik amına koyayım. Asansör geliyor.
A hydraulic elevator? How ingenious.
Hadi bakalım.
Watson?
Holmes?
What are you still doing here?
Still? I was trying to find more information. Did you think I was just going to sit in my room twiddling my thumbs?
I only asked you to find the key. I had everything else under control.
Says the man who looks like he saw a ghost.
I'm fine, Watson.
You're hardly fine. You reek of congealed blood and chemicals. What did you see down there?
Never mind me. Where's Gygax?
I'm afraid she's over there. I found her like that when I entered, on my word.
What? She was our biggest lead.
Yet another wrinkle in our investigation. What do we do now, Holmes?
Hush. Let me think.
Öldürmüş lan şey. Deli. Yoksa Watson sen mi yaptın? Bu şeyin kalemi değil miydi az önce yöneticinin?
The pencil is buried deep all the way to the brain. Instant death. No traces of blood on her clothes. Must have got on her white overcoat. The patients here wear the same robes.
Aha, o kız yaptı değil mi?
Heidi, how did it end up here?
We'd better inform the local police about this.
You're right, Watson. But first, we need to determine where our case goes next.
Ya gerçek yönetici yaptı.
I had nothing to do with this, Holmes, I swear it.
Hayda, hepsi yanlış. Hastanın şiiri. Normal.
We've got what we needed, Watson. This conspiracy reaches further than we thought. I don't suppose you've ever been to New Orleans?
You are joking.
I seldom do. Let's go. There's no time to waste.
Bu bölüm bitti mi? Bitti galiba.
There's nothing.
Holmes?
Hmm?
You seem troubled.
I'm not troubled, Watson.
That place was awful. Inhumane. It would be...
Men reduced to gibbering imbeciles, numb beyond recognition, powerless to... When a doctor does go wrong, they are the first of criminals.
That woman did not deserve the title. Such casual...
I knew another man like that once. He treated my mother, perhaps even...
My sincere...
In the end, she was just a shadow of herself. The outline of the person. Should you see me...
We can return to London. Report what we have done. We know nothing of what awaits. What dangers lurk in the dark?
Nonsense. We draw nearer to New Orleans with every... Those answers, for all their perversity and improbability, will... I know you to be a diligent author, but if I may make one...
Evet, yeni bölüme geçti. Burayı bir sonraki bölüm oynayacağız. Hatta şöyle yapalım.
Good.
Tamam, Watson'la konuşma kaldı bir tek. Burada kaydedelim. Evet arkadaşlar, bir sonraki bölüm kaldığımız yerden devam edeceğiz. Videoyu beğenmeyi ve kanala abone olmayı unutmayın. Görüşürüz. Bay bay.